Today I've got something a little more interesting, hopefully, which is some new plants. So yesterday I gave you a whole introductory spiel about these spectacular tiarellas with their not so spectacular leaves after getting a bit trampled during all of my activities. So I've ordered some more off the internet, and today they've arrived. And I gather that unboxing things on YouTube is quite popular, so I filmed myself opening them, which I'll attempt to dub in at this point, because my sound during that recording, I was unfortunately first thing in the morning, wasn't really on the case. You can't really make out the narration that I did at the time, so instead I'm recording this and using this for narration, and you see the pictures of me opening the plants, and here they are. So here we've got another pink skyrocket, because the pink skyrocket is just so awesome, but my current one is in a bit of a state, so if it recovers I'll have two of a really awesome plant, which will be awesome, and if the first one doesn't really recover, then hopefully this means I'll have at least one half decent looking pink skyrocket. And then over here, this one's much smaller for some reason. I think they're technically the same size, supposedly, the same price. But this one's smaller. It's a Sylvan lace. And I'll be honest, I don't really remember ordering that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I remember ordering two. I remember sitting there for absolutely hours trying to decide what the second one should be, because those are the ones I would have wanted weren't in stock. And apparently I settled on that one. I don't really remember. It's 2 AM internet shopping job, as you do. But it's quite nice, not complaining. So now the question is, where do I put them? So I think the answer to that is that I'll put the skyrocket not quite next to the current one, so I want to sort of mix it up a bit. So in this gap I'll put the Sylvan lace next to the current skyrocket and the Alabama sunrise, and then over here in front of the Persicaria and the tiger stripe I'll put the second skyrocket, and it does look a lot like there's not enough room for it there at the moment, but I think I'll take some of that out, because I said yesterday that I planted these snowdrops, but you can see the snowdrops are about that high, and this thing is 2 or 3 times as high. So I think that's actually a daffodil that was in there before I got to this flat. It's not mine, didn't put it there, don't particularly want it there. There's daffodils everywhere and it didn't even flower, so I don't really care. I think I'll just take that out. So pretty much something like this. I am a bit even more worried, I've got to say, now that I've put them here, that they're really not sure there's enough space. So if we look at it from above, this is the outline of that, and this is what should be the outline of that. So if that's here and it's the similar size, that's going to go up to here, so that's going to massively overlap. And if I bring it a bit further over there, give it a bit more space from its tiarella cousins, then it's really overlapping the snowdrops, and that might be fine, because the snowdrops are only going to pop up for a short time, and they'll probably be mostly on their way out from now on, I would have thought. I'm actually a bit surprised they're still as big as they are. But still, is that going to be alright, these bursting through, the equivalent of, you know, coming up through the middle of it there? I don't know, there's some less space. But then it is already bigger, so maybe it's just got less to grow. But here you can see it's already kind of overlapping the persicaria. Comes out to there, and that hasn't even grown, so if that grows out to there, it's yeah, it's a bit cramped. Possibly shouldn't have gone and bought them, but you know what lockdown's like. I was just kind of late night internet shopping, wanted to give myself something to look forward to. Ended up buying 2 plants without really being sure there's room for them. Still, let's stick them in, see what happens. So here we go, I've dug myself my first hole. Unfortunately, I haven't found my tripod to be able to film myself digging in exciting action shots. I seem to have got some grubs or slugs come along for the right. Not sure if they're good or bad. There we go. First new tiarella is planted. I can ceremoniously remove the weird plastic thing that it shipped with. Second hole has been dug. So looks okay. Imagine it comes out kind of there, might be a bit iffy, but hopefully only in a short few months of spring when the snowdrops are out. This looks a bit more spacious now, so hopefully that's okay. So there we go, second tiarella planted, both tiarellas planted. Ceremoniously removed plastic thing. I always find it looks a bit weird with this radius of clean soil when I've just planted something, but I'm sure it won't take long for it to get back to its horribly messy state. Got some little pollinators investigating things already. So here we go, planted. I did say the other day that this bed gets no sun at all. And now I've literally just planted these things and they're dappled in sunlight, so you're going to think I was lying. But no, this is really just the 20-30 minute period in the day that you get a tiny little dappling through the trees, but I could come back in 10-15 minutes and I'd be back in shade. But yeah, now you can see what I was talking about with the extremely nice palmate leaves of the skyrocket. Although these leaves are actually not really the same colour as my previous skyrocket. They're a little bit lighter. Hard to really show the comparison when one's in shade, but I swear it is a little bit lighter despite being notionally the same cultivar. But yeah, looking good.